So you mentioned there, actually, I want to get into that a little bit more. So the private keys are stored in the software wallet using your phone. So Mana, the wallet that you're responsible for, is a mobile wallet. How are the private keys actually stored in a software wallet, and what kind of risks, like, is it susceptible? Is it protected by a password, a PIN? Is it encrypted? Like, what kind of vulnerabilities or protection is there for that private key in a hot wallet?
Let's start with like the general UI security um, from the top. It is going to be OS dependent. So whether you're on an iPhone or an Android, the answer to those questions is going to vary a little bit. So for example, on iOS, from a UI perspective, you have something called Face ID, which if you're an iOS user, you're probably using that pretty regularly. And then on Android, their biometric option would be a fingerprint, but they also have face recognition as well. So depending on what platform you're on, you can do that. You can also do PIN if that's how you have it set up. But we do all the authentication on an OS level. So there's not necessarily any authentication happening inside of our app. It is happening on your phone, on the operating system itself, so that we don't have any risk of having a bug in our app or something like that that would cause a vulnerability. So the authentication is happening on your phone. The key storage is also similar in the sense that it is on an OS level. So those keys are being stored in two separate locations, depending on whether you're on iOS or Android. And also, not all phones have secure elements. And for those phones, the key storage is a little less secure. So it does depend on what type of phone you have for how secure your keys might be on your phone. Now, the risk there would be like brute force attacks. If somebody stole your phone and they tried to, force a brute force attack on the app itself, as long as you have access to your phone, though, none of that's really much of a problem. But it does come into play if you're a high profile individual or something. But a phone that's modern and has good security is much harder to crack because they use what are called secure elements, which is just a separate chip that doesn't interact with any other part of the processing.
Gotcha. Yeah, and they're tamper resistant as well in some function. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, I think some people, like, we're probably covering a lot of stuff people already know. We hope to get to some more advanced stuff throughout this talk, but a lot of people will maybe download a wallet or use an exchange and not and think maybe that's a software wallet. But there is sort of a distinction, right? There's sort of a custody type software, but there's potentially a custody type software platform almost more, and then there's a self custody software wallet. Can you tell me a little bit about the distinction of those two and what makes them different?
Don't second guess that your Bitcoin is safe. Get a security audit through a one-on-one session with me and join the school community, the Bitcoin Masters, to meet other Bitcoiners, grow your network, and grow your net worth.